This is Rebecca, and I'm the Steampunk Planner. Welcome. We have a few different things going on, but we're going to talk about ink right now. I'm behind schedule. So, the 3 days I have missed here is going to be the 24th, 25th, and 26th. I have my inks. This is Steeped Umber. This is Beaver Dam Brown. And then the third I have is Oyster Hour. All of these are, as you can see, by Ferris Wheel Press. One thing about Ferris Wheel Press is they will launch a color, and unless it is asked for massively, they do not bring them back. So what stock they have is all you've got. So if I'm showing you a color, I apologize right now if Ferris Wheel Press does not have it in stock. So we're going to start with Oyster Hour. And I'm going to show you just a little bit of extra and everything on the packaging, their labels, and you're going to see their labels are beautiful and their etching is beautiful, but they are not consistent with the color of the ink. This is not a shimmer, and none of these actually are a shimmer. But this one it is a beautiful color. I'm using my Kakimori Brass Nib along with my deleter holder. And you're going to see that this is actually a brown, but it's a green brown. But you're also going to notice as I get small, and don't swipe over it multiple times, how light this is. So if you're into having a beautiful green brown, it's a nice soft brown, then this is a perfect one for you. Now, if you're really wanting a deep brown, this one is definitely one that I recommend. I really love this. Again, the label does not give it justice. And I just want to show you how I handle the silicone cap on this, and I do recommend that you keep the silicone cap with your bottles. I snap it down into the lid. This way the silicone stays with the lid when I pull it out, but it also, while the lid is on there, keeps it nice and secure, especially if you're shaking it. See how beautifully deep brown this is. It's what I call a luscious brown, and I love this color. It doesn't matter how thick or how thin the line is, the brown is consistent. And all of these inks are very consistent in their flow. They're not too dry and they're not overly wet. They're a perfect ink for if you want to use it in an extra fine or a fine or even a needle, or if you want to go into the medium, broad, and snub nibs. Also calligraphy nibs. So they're beautiful. This one is a Steeped Umber, which happens to be the very first, along with the Writer's Desk inks I purchased from Ferris Wheel Press. And I still love this ink. It is gorgeous. The shadowing of this is amazing. I love it because it's very artistic. So, and I'll show you here what I mean. It goes down as a beautiful red umber, and it's gorgeous. But as it dries, you're going to get the depth of this color. And it looks beautiful whether it's a fine line or it's a thicker line. Again, use all the different nibs with these three colors. You're going to love them beautifully for that. Here's a close look. And they are dry, and you can see the beautiful shadowing on the Steeped Umber and the Oyster Hour. Now we're going to speed up on this because this did take me some time, and you can see here I actually drew out my design because I want to do an ombre effect here, and I did not want to forget where I was while I was working. So I did lay it out, and I am using the Beaver Dam Brown for the outline and the starting of the outer pieces. Now, when you're working on a piece this large, I do recommend allowing each area to dry before you work, and work at the top to bottom. Since this is going to be an ombre, we'll do this in steps. So I am actually starting to lay out each of the angles, and then this is going to be a fan. And it is a beautiful fan effect that I really am in love with this. So I let that part dry, and now I'm coming in and doing these beautiful petals. There's two different ways that you can do it. You can do it easily with this way that I just showed you, or if you're unsure, make lines. And then as you're coloring these in, at that point, you can make your tulip edge or petal edge. It's really nice and easy. So I'm going to continue. Again, definitely allowing these to dry in between so that you aren't worrying about dragging out any of the colors. So this is the steeped umber. And we're going to continue with the petals. One thing, as I was working very quickly and trying not to get my hand into inks, I did angle the nib a few times, and therefore it kind of flowed into each other, which honestly I think is beautiful when you're doing a Zentangle. The last color is Oyster Hour. I really enjoyed creating this piece. I did not erase the lines though when I took the finished image, so I apologize. Here it is. Thank you so much for joining.